Hey, welcome back to another Monday here with me on our Words Without Thought channel. And this week we're talking about writer's block because I suffer from it and am currently drowning in it. And plenty of writers suffer from it. You know, it can last weeks, months, God forbid, years, decades, but I'm sure it's happened. And, you know, everyone has their ways to get out, ways to save themselves or unwrite themselves out of that corner that they've been backed into. And for those of you that have checked out my writing blog, you'll notice that I really haven't written anything since the beginning of this month, which is tough for me because I have all these ideas floating around in my head, but none of them feel right to be working on right now. And I guess that's how I've always written, that if the idea doesn't feel to me that I should be writing it right then I won't work on it. I basically have to be in the mood for it. Because all the projects I have at the moment are mostly rewrites and edits that are going to take me a very long time to get through, that I'm procrastinating on them because that's something else I'm really good at when it comes to rewrites and edits, because they're so daunting, and these ones are going to take a very long time. Besides those, I'm plotting for this November for National Novel Writing Month, but of course, with that, when you're plotting, you know, I'm not writing out full sentences, I'm not working on a full story, I'm working on the character development and the various plot threads that I'm going to sew through this story. So it's the bare minimum of work. I mean, I'm just writing notes. In terms of short stories, like I said, I have all these ideas. None of them are fleshed out in my mind. And I could certainly sit and try and force myself, but I found that when I try and force myself to write, I'm not happy with it, and 9 times out of 10 I will delete the entire file that I just wrote, because it's not good at all. It reminds me of when I would write stories in elementary school, and it's painful. But I have found ways to get out. Currently, I haven't applied any of them because, well, I'm still struggling, and work is busy. But my ways to get out is generally new music, so I will find a new album at Target or pretty much anywhere, and I'll just listen to it nonstop, and generally that helps. Generally I can come up with some story, short story, or, you know, full-length plot idea, and be able to write that out. Or changing my writing venue. I know that's very, very important during National Novel Writing Month, because sometimes I'll spend my time down at, you know, one of the many coffee shops here in my hometown, because literally within city limits we have 21 Starbucks. There's probably 10 or 11 Tullys, a couple of other local coffee shops and bakeries that provide me with free Wi-Fi, so I do change my venue a lot. And not to mention, besides changing venue, it can also help remove distractions. So some of these places that provide free Wi-Fi, oftentimes I'll turn off my Wi-Fi card, so that way I'm not tempted to distract myself with the internet, because it can be distracting. I'm a Twitter addict, so of course I will spend hours just surfing that. One other way is pen and paper. Sometimes I will go on a long drive somewhere, maybe to a far-reaching park, you know, maybe 30 minutes from my house, and I'll just sit with a notebook and piece of paper and a pen. Notebooks have paper in them, hopefully. And I'll just write, and sometimes that's enough to just get me out of the slump that I'm in. And, you know, sometimes just driving in general. There's a lot of backcountry roads where I live, so those are really fantastic to drive on, to stew over life, and, you know, to help me get rid of any problems or just think things through in general. But, you know, it's never writer's block is never easy to get rid of. Hopefully this won't persist through National Novel Writing Month, because God forbid it does. Because I don't want that at all. I have a good streak going for me every Rimo. Yeah, I can write 50,000 words in a month. But, this year I really want to succeed in actually finishing a novel, because all of my previous ones are basically unfinished, and I'd like to at least have a finished manuscript so that I can read through it, edit it, actually not have to write the ending after NaNoWriMo is over. So hopefully you guys will see something posted soon on my writing blog. I'm working on updating Big Myth when I can, but sometimes, coming up with 3 pieces that I notice every day doesn't always happen, and I don't always remember to update it. So, hope you enjoyed this week. My apologies, I don't have any great bloopers, but I'll check you guys all next week.